A baby goat is climbing rocks. A baby duck is following its mother. A baby octopus is already hunting for food. A human baby? It just discovered its own foot. And honestly, that's been the highlight of its week. Human babies are unbelievably bad at being animals. They can't walk. They can't talk. They can't feed themselves. Half the time, they look surprised to be here at all. If evolution was a company, human babies would be the product that got shipped before quality control showed up. And yet, humans became the most successful species on Earth, crossed oceans, invented computers. Apparently, we're on top of the food chain. So how did the species with the most helpless babies end up running the planet? The answer starts with a deal. A deal evolution made millions of years ago, and the price was paid by every human baby ever born. So what exactly did evolution trade away? And why would making babies helpless ever be a good idea? To answer that, we need to talk about the most expensive thing a human owns: their brain. Human brains are huge. Not whale huge, not elephant huge, but compared to our body size, they're ridiculous. Your brain is basically a 3-pound electricity-hungry meat computer, and evolution loved it. Bigger brains meant better planning, better tools, better cooperation, better survival. Everything was going great, until evolution noticed a problem. The babies were getting giant heads. Now, normally this wouldn't be a big issue, except babies don't magically appear. They have to leave somehow. And that's where humans ran into trouble. Because at the same time our brains were getting bigger, our ancestors were learning to walk upright. Walking on 2 legs changed the shape of the human pelvis. It made walking more efficient, but it also made childbirth much more difficult. Suddenly, evolution was trying to solve 2 opposite problems. It wanted bigger brains and smaller birth exits. Those goals do not get along. Imagine trying to move a sofa through a cat flap. That's basically where evolution found itself. Every generation, the baby heads got larger. The available space stayed stubbornly limited. Eventually, evolution ran out of good options, so it chose a weird one. Instead of making babies stronger, it started sending them out earlier. Much earlier. Most animals stay in development until they're ready to handle life. Human babies basically get an email that says, "Congratulations, you're on your own now," and out they go. Human babies aren't medically premature, but compared to many other animals, they're developmentally unfinished, which is why they need constant care. Lots of it. In fact, human babies have somehow convinced an entire species that getting 3 hours of sleep is normal, which sounds like a terrible strategy. And honestly, it is. Human babies are so helpless that some scientists think they helped shape human society itself. But we'll come back to that, because here's where things get interesting. Being unfinished wasn't a bug, it was the feature. Because unfinished brains are flexible. Most animals arrive with a detailed instruction manual already installed. Humans arrive with a blank notebook. Everything gets filled in later. Language, rules, skills, knowledge. The brain keeps building itself after birth. In fact, a baby's brain roughly doubles in size during its first year, which is impressive, because during that same year, many babies are still trying to eat things that definitely aren't food. Growing a brain is hard work, even if the owner spends most of the day trying to eat crayons. And because humans spend so long learning, something unusual happened. Childhood got extended. A lot. Most animals get thrown into the world almost immediately. Humans spend years figuring things out, playing, experimenting, making mistakes, asking why, then asking why again, then asking why another 17 times. That long learning period became one of humanity's greatest advantages, because humans aren't born knowing exactly how to survive. They learn. And learning lets us adapt to almost anything. Humans can thrive almost anywhere because our brains spend years learning how. Remember when I said helpless babies may have changed human society? Here's what I meant. They require an absurd amount of work. A baby octopus gets zero parental support. A human baby needs an entire customer service department. Everyone gets recruited. Raising human children became a team activity. And some scientists think that helped shape human society itself. The need to care for helpless children encouraged cooperation, planning, communication, and stronger social bonds. Then evolution added one final trick. Babies became cute. Huge eyes, round cheeks, tiny noses, the biological equivalent of emotional blackmail. Because if babies look like tiny, angry accountants, humanity probably wouldn't have made it this far. So why are human babies born half-finished? Because evolution made a trade. We gave up early independence in exchange for bigger brains, more learning, more adaptability, and eventually intelligence powerful enough to reshape the planet. Human babies may be the worst babies in nature. They're weak, loud, expensive, and completely helpless. But that's exactly the point. Evolution wasn't trying to build the best baby. It was trying to build the best adult. And the result was a species capable of building cities, inventing computers, and landing on the moon. Not bad for a creature that once spent 20 minutes staring at its own foot.